going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Iron Mike podcast. I'm your host, Mike Wollard. Just excited to be back. We just got back from our vacation in Michigan, which was an absolute blast. Beautiful place none of us had been to, or at least, I don't think any of us had been to. Allie's brother goes there every year for like a guy's trip, and they had gone like the week before us with their family and had a great time. So we very, very last minute planned a vacation there, spent about 10 days there. Week leading up to that, Allie had COVID, so that was fantastic. So yesterday was my first time being back in the gym in nearly 3 weeks. It was a rough one, to say the least. Very sore today. Just excited to be back in a rhythm. I'm able to work mostly remote whenever I travel. I'm still able to check in with clients and that sort of deal. But where it gets tough, obviously, is generating content or recording podcasts, things like that. We were pretty much go. I took one of my podcast mics, but I mean, that was wishful thinking for sure. So we're back. Nothing crazy in today's. Today's more life update stuff, more psychological, sociological mentality of things type of episode, just to kind of keep you up to date on me, but also just talk about a few mental shifts that I guess got me to where I am today, and just to be able to potentially help other people with that too. So the first thing, another Iron Mike brand update. I started to kind of in the last one, and then just didn't really have a lot of the ends tied. And I am notorious for usually I am a plan everything or vision cast a ton and don't take action ever kind of person. That's just kind of who I am and who I normally am, and the track record I set for myself through middle school, high school, college, whatever. Have these aspirations that you just never really follow through on, and the idea and the concept, and then putting those things out there and people being excited for you, and all that kind of hype that you build around it is something that I was really good at doing, but then the follow through was always where, it got really nerve wracking. It got, there's some things I need to fix, or I need to make this perfect before I launch, and so it was actually meeting John and working with Fit by Hit and that team of just learning how to take messy action and learning how to just put something out there and just get going, and then you build and correct and kind of perfect as you go. But then what's sort of now I still struggle with messy action. You can see by like my gym mirror selfies that I'm getting better at the messy action. Like if I don't have a good edited whatever photo to post to social media to write a caption under, then I'm getting better about just working with what I have and just taking a picture either there at the gym or whatever. So we're getting there. Work in progress for sure. But what has all that to say with the Iron Mike stuff, it was a nickname that I got just at the church for the longest. Didn't know that it was Mike Tyson's nickname, had anything to do with that. Obviously, I'm too young to have grown up watching him box or anything, and so didn't even realize that was his nickname. I'm just named Mike, and I lift weights, which is often referred to as iron, so that it just kind of made sense. And so whenever I was in college, like I started Better Fitness, didn't really know what that meant. And then transitioned to, or it's Better Fitness Company, I guess originally, that I was going to personal train under, and then dropped the company and just became Better Fitness. Had friend Abigail make some logos and stuff for it. But again, still like, well, what is it? Oh, it's just me personal training under a brand. So I was like, it's tougher to market, as everybody's like, is it, I've got people calling like thinking it's a gym. I've got people calling, that sort of deal. And it's like, no, it's just me, a trainer. And so that's when in 2019, I think it's 2019 is when I rebranded to Mike Willard Training just to market myself better. And did that, and it did wonders. Was much easier to just sell myself as a trainer and kind of go that route. And so then just here lately with just wanting people to be able to relate to me better, people to be able to just see more than just the fitness side of things. Not only do I not want, everything that I post to be this just deep emotional post or this, I do want people to grasp that unhealthy habits and unhealthy living can shorten your lifespan, and it's serious, and you need to prioritize your health. Like, I get all that, and I'm sure my followers get all that, but I want them to that not to fall on deaf eyes and ears, or blind eyes and deaf ears, or anything anymore. Like, I want people to know that there's more than just the fitness side of things. And on top of that, if I'm going to broaden my reach, if the people that are going to need my help the most probably aren't following a ton of fitness accounts, potentially. Most of my followers, I may have talked about before, it's kind of been the struggle because they've all been the same, like they're my friends and family and whatnot from middle school, high school, and obviously gained followers as I've moved around and gone to college and things like that. But for the most part, the people that follow me are not people that follow me because of my fitness advice. They may enjoy it and they may love it and appreciate that I still do that, and that's why they're still following me, but they did not originally follow me for that. And so to broaden outside of that, I wanted to be able to tap into interests and hobbies of mine that are different from fitness. And it was John that kind of pushed me in that, and talking with some of their business coaches, as the recession hits, and just who knows what things entail. It's just more work for potentially like half the return. And so just continuing to hustle and continuing to build relationships with people, but figuring out, for Angela and Kaylee, they're running with a postpartum program, which is totally free, by the way. So if you're interested in that, make sure to reach out to them. I think they both have links on their Instagram pages to get started on that. I think this first round has already started. It's like 400 and something women going through it, whether you're 6 years postpartum or 6 weeks, you can run through it. And so if that's something you're interested in, let me know and I can put you in touch with them, or you can reach out to them yourselves. And but so they're kind of doing that. Angela obviously just had her second kid, so she's kind of in that. And then Kaylee's just a TikTok phenom, and so she's killing it there. But John was like, what do you do outside of fitness? And I was like, nothing. That's just kind of like all I do. That's the YouTube videos I watch and whatnot. And I didn't really at the time want to just like post bass videos. I am a good bass player who can play in the pocket well and play with other bands well and fit my role well. But I'm not the like flashy whatever bass player that's going to succeed on like a TikTok type thing. And so I didn't want to really pursue music. Like, well, the only other thing I do is gaming. And so then, so I kind of settled like, okay, I'm going to try the whole gaming thing. Judge it if you will, but you people that are judging it probably also watch Netflix for 10 hours a day. So I don't really take your judgment very seriously. And people are making, and whether you agree with it or not, people are making a way better financial living than I am, and that probably you are playing video games. So whether you agree with it or not, it's here to stay. And so there's my my spiel, my soapbox for you. It's going to happen, and people are going to keep making six figures doing it because it's entertaining to people. So, and so gaming was one that I was like, well, I do it all the time anyways. Might as well just like get funny clips, playing with friends, stream. Once I get to a certain threshold, I need like 20 more followers on Twitch, and I'm able to monetize that and get subscribers and all that good stuff. And so, there's passive income there. And so I thought I was just going to do the fitness and the gaming and just kind of roll with that. And then talking to my Kent, one of our worship pastors at First Baptist Rogers, him and John both just really pushed into me. It's like, dude, I really think that the music thing can be something that you do well and something that you can educate people on. And so I leaned into that a little bit more, and that's when I started. Like, I released a couple of those MD videos, just how I work with the band, how I direct the band, and how I make sure dynamically we flow and that we stay tight, and reminders of breaks in songs or chord changes or whatever. And so really kind of it's like, well, maybe I can do, I already was like Iron Mike Fitness or even just the Iron Mike brand in general. I can go that route and then like throw some gaming in there. And then, okay, well now music is kind of like part of it too. Okay, well, what do I do with it? It's like, well, I guess I could just do Iron Mike music as well and kind of have this like umbrella brand. And so I kind of just started running with it and created a, TikTok for each thing and tried creating an Instagram for each thing, but it is being weird, and I think it thinks I'm trying to be fake since I created a bunch of new emails, and then I'm trying to create all these new accounts, and so I've got to continue to look into that. But Excuse me. All that to say, I created all these things, and then got whether it's graphics made or started uploading to my current like YouTube channel. Started putting gaming stuff on my fitness one and where the podcast goes. And then I started putting MD stuff on there, and I was like, oh, that's kind of messy. Like, fitness is kind of universal. Youth pastors and worship pastors and whatever need fitness, and gamers obviously need fitness. But it's kind of this in between of gamers and youth pastors and worship pastors and stuff don't necessarily need each other. And so I didn't want subscribers to have any sort of conflict there. And so I was like, and so I went back and made like separate YouTube channels for everything and separate whatever, and try to keep it all separate. And so that's kind of where all that to say, the messy action side of me now almost has taken a step too far in some cases to where that ends up happening, and I have to like backtrack. And because that first MD video that I posted got a lot of traction. Everybody was super hyped about it. It got shared and passed around, comments and subscribers, and it was exciting. And then now episode 2 goes on a channel that has 1 subscriber right now, and trying to get everybody to switch back over. And so if you are watching or listening to this podcast, make sure you go to those YouTubes, and it's just Iron Mike Fitness, Iron Mike Gaming, and Iron Mike Music, and search for those. You should be able to find them pretty easy, and make sure you subscribe to those that you're interested in. Share those links, that sort of thing. But I'm super excited about it. It gives me a really good creative outlet. It keeps me from having to sit here and try to think of 5 fitness TikToks to film every day. I can kind of spread out what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And I think with the bass stuff, going through bass tutorials and bass playthroughs of songs, I've got to get a couple more pieces of equipment, and I'll be ready to go for that. The gaming stuff, obviously streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/ironmikefps is where I stream. I try to stream a couple nights a week for a few hours. It's usually when my buddies hop on, and try to make sure it doesn't conflict with any of Allie and I's time or any of the things that we have going on. But juggling the fitness client load is still good. We got people re-signing left and right, which is awesome. I've got the client that y'all see me post about that is down almost 50 pounds since he started in March. Just crazy results across the board. People that are putting in work but are open to what I have to say and are following the plan. And so they're getting results left and right, which is awesome. For those of you watching online, or who are watching the YouTube video of this, if you see me keep like wiping my forehead, it's because our AC is still broken and I'm upstairs. I try to do it in the cool of the morning, so it's not as hot yet, but it's inevitable. I'm going to sweat a little bit. So anyways, that's all for the Iron Mike update. Just make sure you go to all the various platforms and follow and subscribe to me there for the things that interest you. I'd really appreciate that. And some of those things, TikTok, for example, I want to be able to go live on there, while I'm writing a program and kind of walk through it, or go live while I'm, writing the MD notes for a Sunday morning. But on TikTok, you've got to have 1,000 followers to be able to even go live. So any of those follows help. Subscribing on YouTube helps, because I can't change my / until I have at least 100 subscribers. So we're halfway there on the fitness one, but obviously the gaming and the music being brand new really needs some help. So a follow on there or a subscribe on there. Again, totally free. If you have a Gmail or whatever, then you have a YouTube to be able to subscribe, and I'd really appreciate that. That all kind of segues into a really good conversation that Allie and I actually had the other night. We're trying to really focus on, communicating with each other better. Obviously, we're super new in the grand scheme of, married couples, and there's just oftentimes we catch ourselves not talking or communicating, or especially listening as much, because our interests don't necessarily always align. Like, she's not a big video gamer and I am. So if I'm talking to her about, things I'm changing to the stream, or, anything video games, it's kind of can fall on deaf ears, and vice versa with, if she's venting about certain things, and, I can pretty easily just like, Hallie, I don't care. I don't want to hear about, whatever. And so we both try to make it a point just to be able to like listen. We want to be each other's biggest cheerleaders. And so we were talking the other night and just kind of trying to help her just figure out like, what she's good at and what she, can really like thrive in doing. And and just telling her, it just a lot of trial and error got me to where I am now, and obviously I have light years ahead of me to go. But just in the past couple of years of learning that messy action and just posting videos and not caring, and I've kind of talked about, I think on one of my earlier podcasts, of just doing whatever the heck you want and not really worrying about the people that are going to judge you for whatever you post. And what's sad is it's usually like our friends that we're most concerned about. I mean, we don't care about the opinions of random people. Usually it's the people closest to us, and but it's those people closest to us who are supposed to be our friends that we shouldn't care, or they should be in our corner and they should be supportive, and not like, wow, I can't believe he posted this picture, or I can't believe he is talking about this, or oh, here he is posting this again. You know what I mean? And so I'm just trying to explain. I mean, some close friends that I've had in the past or whatever have hindered me from posting things, doing things, taking that messy action that I've talked about. And it's like, are they paying for any of my services? Do they have any sort of influence, like financially? Are they helping me progress? Like, there's so many things that they weren't checking on a list as what good friends should do. And it's like, then why the heck do I care what they think about any of the content or whatever that I'm posting, or websites that I'm making, or adjustments that I'm making, anything that's progressing my business? Why do I care about their opinion or anything at all if they're not contributing to me being successful, or me growing, or me improving? And so it's just trying to articulate that to her, and just that she does have talents and gifts and stuff that's even just outside of the church, the way that she's able to help and serve people, and how good she is at not only communications, but how good she is at organizing and planning and liaisoning, if that's a word, between parties, and being able to plan things and organize things and keep everything a tight ship. And so we had a really good conversation that sparked the idea to talk about on here, and just finding whatever it is that you enjoy and running with it. There's people are selling pictures of their feet on the internet. There is a place for you and whatever you want to do. So don't let the opinions of people that are not enabling you, that are not pushing you, that are not in your corner pushing for you to grow and be successful. If they're not doing any of that, then don't worry about them. Forget what they have to say. Forget what you even potentially think that they're saying, and just run with whatever you think is going to make you, what you're going to enjoy, what you can thrive on, what you can sustain, what you can continue to grow with. Fitness, gaming, and music are the three biggest things of my life. And so it'd be very foolish of me to not jump on those opportunities, to not do what I can to help people musically, do what I can to help people gaming wise. I mean, think about just some of the most unhealthy people are people that sit here and play video games for 10 hours a day. So if I can show how to have a healthy lifestyle and play video games, like, great. Now I can build relationships with these people and grow my client load. So if I can potentially make more money and provide for my family and help people live healthier lives and check all these boxes, then why the heck would I listen to somebody that thinks gaming's stupid? It's like, okay, well, you're not gonna subscribe, you're not gonna follow along or anything like that, so that opinion is no longer valid, is no longer important to me, just because you don't agree with what I enjoy doing, or that sort of deal. So whatever it is that you can sustain and you enjoy doing, find a way to make money doing it, find a way to help people with whatever that gift is, and run with it, and trial and error, and post some TikToks, post some reels, and just keep tweaking and find what hits, and then make more content of what hits. So it's a super easy process, but it's getting out of your shell, getting out of your comfort zone, and kind of being able to figure out what you can run with, and just blocking out the haters, if you will, bringing back a phrase from like 2010. So anyways, that's it for that. Realistic expectations in health and fitness, I'll actually give, since it's supposed to be somewhat of a health podcast. I guess I'll kind of talk about that just real briefly. I think that's probably one of the biggest hangups for clients that kind of reach out and they're like, hey, I only lost a pound this week, or hey, like this scale's not really moving, but in reality, they're down 4 pant sizes, little things like that. And so something that we as coaches try to do on the front end that we don't always accomplish. I know me especially is just making sure those realistic expectations are set so they don't sign up, for 6 months or a year, and then can't really figure out, why things are not happening the way that they're supposed to be happening, in air quotes. And so making sure that you communicate that on the front end, not only as coaches, making sure we communicate that, but you as a consumer, making sure that you are, my battery is about to die on my camera. Sweet. But making sure that you communicate, or on the front end kind of what your expectations need to be, kind of making sure that you understand that it's a slow and steady pace, and making sure that whether you're hiring a coach or whether you're trying to do things yourself, making sure that those expectations are set early on and they're understood early on of kind of what the time frame is, because everybody's different. Everybody's going to lose weight at a different pace. Everybody's going to have different results in different areas. You're going to lose body fat in different areas. Some people, like for me, my stomach is the last place that I lose body fat, my stomach and my chest. Everything else can lean out, but that is one of the last places. Oh, there goes my my camera. That's okay. There'll just be audio for this last little bit. But those expectations of, everybody loses things differently at different paces. And so you have to kind of figure out what's going to work best for you, and kind of run with that. And so making sure, setting those up on the front end, if you don't, then it can really lead to disappointment and discouragement, when you expect it to be down, 30 pounds in 30 days, which just makes me sick to my stomach. But people sell that and people push that. And so it's really important to make sure that you have a coach that talks through that with you and makes sure that you understand on the front end kind of what to expect, weight loss wise, goal wise, how long that time frame is going to take potentially. It'll ebb and flow a little bit. Some people are very easy. Some people, your body's just really stubborn. And so it takes some adjustments. It takes some trial and error. But in the end, it's super important just to stay consistent, stay on track, trust your coach, and keep pushing through. So that's going to wrap up this episode of the podcast. Nice, short and sweet, a little bit of a deep dive into kind of my personal life and just what we're doing right now and things that are on the way. We've got an ebook coming. We've got a new website coming, a lot of fun stuff going on. Make sure you take the time to go and like and subscribe and all that to all the channels, YouTube and TikTok. We got Iron Mike FPS, Iron Mike Gaming, Iron Mike Music, Iron Mike Fitness, all the platforms. Any support is going to be helpful. We're signing up clients still, so if you're interested in having a health coach, if you're interested in having somebody hold you accountable and push you towards your goals, we've got a few spots left open on our roster. I know the girls are going to fill up quick, probably with the postpartum challenge, and hopefully signing people up after that. And I've got a few slots open up. The school started. You're back in a rhythm. No more excuses. You know that you need to sign up. You know that you need to take better care of your health. So don't wait. Sign up now. Reach out, and we can help get you taken care of. So, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching and listening, and we will see you in the next one.